What up, Home Slice, and welcome to the Overwatch Drip Tier List, where I will rank every Overwatch hero by how much drip they have. Now, as a disclaimer, drip refers to something like designer clothing, necklaces, chains, the Gucci flip-flops. So just because their outfit looks nice doesn't necessarily mean that they have drip. For example, I think Reinhardt has some pretty good skins, but he doesn't really have drip. So just remember, this is not a skin competition, and is completely about the drip. Let's start with the no drip category. The first one with no drip is Echo. Now, unfortunately for Echo, Echo literally has no skins where she has clothing, and therefore if she has no clothing, she's got no drip. So she can have all the sauce she wants with her vampire bat skin, but she ain't got any drip. Now, of course, Echo could transform into another character with drip, but that is temporary. Like, she for real is trying to be a faker out here. Some of her skins do look pretty snazzy, but like I said, it's just not drip. Next on the drip tier list is my boy Reinhardt. Kind of spoiled it already. Now, don't get me wrong, Reinhardt has some great skins. There's just one little problem with them. None of them have got a drip. Most of them are just battle armor, and battle armor, looks cool, but can you imagine Snoop Dogg walking into the club with this on? The only person who would be wearing body armor like this is Post Malone, because we've all seen that one music video. However, I'm gonna be honest, he's not really dripping, he's just kind of like in battle armor, and I don't really understand it. And even his football skin doesn't have any. So Reinhardt is second on our list. Believe it or not, we are actually on our last no drip character, and that is Tracer. Now off the bat, Tracer doesn't really look like she has any drip. You actually look at this skin, and she has some piercings, but it's not really drip. Like, she really only used the color palette of a 1920s TV. If you go throughout all of her skins, she is just not dripping at all. Not only that, but have you seen the new skin? This one. Wait, no. This one. This one! She is literally a paperboy. She is actually on the opposite end of drip. Even her Yeezys are off-brand. Now you could actually argue that she's got some Yeezys. Like, look at them. They kind of look pretty fly. My only issue with them is, like, what is that strap there? Is that to carry them? I feel like you trip on them. Also on this skin, ooh, those shoes are pretty fire. But just, they are not that good of shoes. You know what? I'm gonna actually bump her up to barely dripping. Just because I actually am looking at the shoes even more now, and they're kind of good. Oh my god, never mind. Holy crap. She's literally has the Crocs on. Actually, are Crocs, like, considered designer? I don't know. I've actually changed my mind. Her shoes are pretty good. We all know I change my mind as we go. I'm gonna actually move her to barely dripping, because she actually does have some pretty okay shoes. I think that's the one exception here. As a disclaimer, I think I'm going to change this list like 20 times after this video, so if you see any drip that I missed, comment down below. Next up on our list is one of the newer characters, Sojourn, not so new now. But she's got the dog tags, she's got the military boots, but that's about it. Her shoes, not that good, and I'm going to tell you right now, she is just barely dripping. The thing is, she has like some alternative drip, if you know what I mean. Like, that jacket is kind of fly. And on top of that, that fedora, she's found like the Gucci fedora. However, those things kind of just look bad. So I don't know, I think she has like some potential, maybe when she gets more skins. But for now, like, ooh, this skin's pretty bad. I don't know why I wear it. There's literally no drip on this one. It does have a shank though. Anyway, Sojourn is going into barely dripping just because of that slight fedora and that very slight jacket. I don't see anyone wearing it, but I gotta acknowledge it. Next up on our list is Winton. Now, Winston actually has just no drip at all. Like, this man really said that he wanted a scuba gear. For real, Winston's outfit choices are just very questionable at most. However, there is one exception, and that is Catcher, because he's got the icy shades. Like, my man is actually Shaq's bodyguard right here. But seriously though, those shades are actually pretty good. And even though all of his other skins don't have any drip at all, he's making it to barely dripping, because them shades are pretty fly. Next up on our list is Mercy. Again, like Winton, Mercy pretty much has no drip, except there is a few exceptions, like in Winged Victory, where she has a bunch of, I don't really know what to call them, Gucci bracelets, maybe? Not really sure what they're worth. I mean, Dragoon is still the worst skin in the game. Also, she's got the pharmacy bracelet. I don't know if that's drip, but we'll go with it. But yeah, Mercy has some jewelry. She's kind of iced out. Not really, though. But she's not really dripping. Not even her shoes can save her. Like I said, her skins are pretty cool, but she doesn't really have drip. And so she's making it to the barely Drippin, and I would say that she has less drip than Winston because Winton's sunglasses are just that cool. Next up is a little surprising, and that's May. Now, May doesn't have any drip at all, but she's got the fur coat. We've all seen our favorite rappers wearing a fur coat. And so just for that, she has like some drip. I don't think she has any chains or ice or anything. But my girl is really wearing the Santa Claus out here. We are coming up to Christmas, so maybe the Santa Claus will be the new drip this time. But until then, she's going into the Barely Drippin' for her Louis Vuitton fur jackets. And just like Sojourn, it is time to put Junker Queen on the Barely Drippin' list. Now, Queen actually, off the bat, kind of has a little bit. It's like off-brand drip, I would say. She's wearing an Omnic on her side, Omnic on her shoulder. Wouldn't really count that as drip. But there's a few things like this massive belt on her Zeus skin, and she's kind of got some Gucci sandals, just saying. Unfortunately, they're so out of style that I can't really count them as drip. But I don't know, maybe the 1200 BC sandals will make a comeback. The thing is to like sandal boots, and I don't think I've ever seen sandal boots become drip. So who knows, maybe she's on to the next new thing. But no, I don't really see any drip. Like, she has some chains, but kind of took chains in the wrong way. So unfortunately, I just gotta put her in Barely Drippin', and I'm gonna put her between Mercy and Winton, because dang, those shades. Next up is Arissa, and I have a pretty clear-cut answer on why she's barely dripping. She ain't got any clothing. She's literally wearing a rag like her naked in Skyrim. Now, there is one exception, and that is the referee skin with her designer cap. This cap literally saves her from having no drip because it's kind of fly, kind of good. So even though her skins are pretty good, she ain't got any drip but that cap. Yeah, Winston's glasses are better. Seriously, them shades are killer. Chugging through the filthy casuals is Brigitte. Now, Brig, like Reinhardt, pretty much only wears battle armor. However, her Vampire Hunter skin kind of saves her, as she has a tiny bit of drip. She has a little designer iced out necklace, probably has some demon soul in it. Little Uzi Vert would be proud. And also that belt, ooh, that ruby looking pretty good. And so just for this skin alone, I kind of got to put her in Barely Drippin'. Only one skin, and it's not that much. Oh yeah, and the Ice Queen skin just came out, but man, you may be cold, but your drip is still room temperature. Now we're almost done with the Barely Drippin' tier, and we're gonna go on to Diva. Now with Diva, I was very disappointed. She barely has any drip. I mean, look at this skin. This skin literally has nothing. She pulled this out of the trash. She's looking like Anakin Skywalker from episode 1. And her other skins aren't much better. I mean, police officers have no drip. Come on. The only exception is she's got the Beats headphones. Like, you gotta give her a little bit of credit. At least she knows. At least she knows about the Beats headphones. On top of that, her Wave Racer skin has something there. I can't really tell what it is. It's dangling. It's probably your house keys or something. That's what it looks like, actually. But she's kind of dripping out a little bit. She's kind of got a little bit of sauce in the skin. I might be biased because it's my favorite skin. But I mean, the other skins don't really have anything. Oh my god, she kind of got some nice sneakers there. Also, she has 4 anniversary skins. What is this? Oh my god, she has 5. But yeah, she might have the Beats headphones, but she doesn't have much else. And just for that, I'm going to put her at the top of Barely Drippin'. May, it kind of looks like off-brand drip. But with her, I can say for a fact that she's got at least one piece of drip. And on to our last Barely Drippin'. And that's Hammond. My dude is a hamster from out of space landing in the Australian wasteland, and he's still got some drip. Look at that tuxedo. On top of that, look at them shades. Now, the shades are kind of disappointing. They probably fall off his face a lot. Kind of like wired headphones, except you cut them off to look like AirPods and they just don't work. They're just there for looks. He's probably having to look his head back, kind of like he has a bloody nose all the time just to keep them on. And on top of that, his 8-ball suit kind of looks like he painted it on. I know he didn't, but dang, that thing is so thin. It legit looks like it's just his fur. So yeah, he's got some mad drip, but it's not that Gucci, I'm gonna be honest. He's got the idea, but just not the equipment. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, that's a pretty sick cap. Like, imagine that cap with these shades and this suit. Woo! My man would be going places. Oh, but not with that skin. Man literally looks like he's Captain Sydney from Unturned. Also, like I said with May, he's got the Santa Claus drip. I've actually changed my mind. My man's going into some drip. I didn't realize he had 3 articles of drip. So hey, good job, champ, you're trying. Also, Hammond's like the second youngest character in Overwatch. I think Echo is the only one younger, which, you know, makes sense how she has no drip. But my man Hammond, ooh, he's already there. Alright, now we're going on to the some drip category, and I gotta start with Mora, because she has some drip. Now off the bat, you don't really think she has drip. She kind of looks meh. Like, she's got the hummingbird wings coming out of her. I don't know what's going on there. Overwatch 2 skin kind of looks better. She's kind of got some weird alternative drip right here with her trench coat jacket. Not really sure what it is. Still got her bird wings. And she's got some weird sweatpants. Don't really know how she's doing that. However, if you look at some of her other skins like Glam and Moon, even though they're not my personal favorite, if you look at Glam, she's got some ice right there. Look at that. Also, the belt kind of going somewhere, like a sapphire in there. Moon, same thing. She also tried to get the designer jacket, didn't really do a good job. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, she really doesn't have that much drip, I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't know why I put her so high. I think it's just because she her trench coat look is kind of cool. But is this drip? I'm not really sure. I don't know what I'm going on about. Why'd she decide to put on a Venus flytrap? Oh, that's literally what it's called. Actually, I've kind of changed my mind. Barely dripping, my dude. Actually, you're very barely dripping. You got a little bit of ice, but that's about it. Next up is Sombra. Even though I think Sombra has one of the coolest looks in the game, she really only has some drip, like her bracelets here. And on her face changer skin, she has like some emeralds up here. And kind of like Tracer, she does have some kind of cool shoes. But kind of like Morris, she doesn't really have any drip, and now that I'm looking at it, I kind of regret putting her that high, so I'm going to kind of move her down to maybe like between Tracer and Brig, because I feel like she has more drip than Brigitte, but really I think Tracer's shoe collection kind of beats her out. Unlike the other videos, I'm changing my opinion quite a bit as I go. Next up in the some drip category is actually kind of a disappointment, and that is Widowmaker. Widowmaker has some drip, like this ebony bracelet that she kills people with. Her Talon outfit is also dripping just a little bit. Like, I think this would be most likely worn out of everything. But other than that, Widowmaker doesn't really have that much drip. Now, one thing that saves her from barely dripping is these nice sandals. I don't even know if these can be considered sandals. Like, are these flip-flops? I'm not really sure. Either way, we stand the flip-flops. So yeah, Widowmaker has made it into some drip. Zarya is the next culprit for not having drip. Off the bat, because she's from Russia and it's kind of cold there, she does have some designer fur coats, kind of like May. But she also has this belt here, which isn't super iced out, but it's something, it's something. And I want to mention that Zarya is one of the only characters with like piercings and all that. And sometimes piercing like that can be considered drip. She realistically doesn't have that much drip, but because of her, you know, Gucci designer fur coats, she makes it into barely dripping, and then because of the extra stuff, she's made it to some drip. Now, with no shock to anyone, Sigma has some drip. I think the big thing we gotta look at is the Maestro skin. He's kind of looking fly. He's got the whole tux out here, and also look at them shoes. I know we love him with his open shoes and all that, but dang, he's kind of looking good. Obviously, it doesn't work as well on every skin, so he's not that dripped out. The thing is that this tuxedo is pretty cool, but my man's trying to be a drum set out here, and I don't see it. But he's definitely earned himself into the some drip category. The next one is quite simple. Bastion with his Gucci cap. The best cap in the game. This man was gifted the perfect article of clothing with his Gucci Louis Vuitton dripped out hat. This cap carries him all the way to the some drip tier. But just to make it even more convincing, look at his bird. Look at him. Yeah, Bastion and Ganymede are pretty fly. I think he goes above Sigma simply because his bird has some nice shades. Sigma's suit isn't as impressive as Bastion's Gucci hat, so Bastion has some drip, sadly not that much more. Please give my boy Bastion more. Next up is actually a pretty easy one, and that's Kiriko. Kiriko doesn't have that many skins, so it's pretty easy to see what drip she has. First off, she has some sort of necklace here, kind of iced out a little bit. But on top of that, her two base legendary skins both have some beat headphones, which is pretty good. She's made it a little bit above Diva. But then you also look at her looks, like, her look is dripped out, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know what sneakers she's trying to do. She's literally trying to be a basketball player out here. But, like, she is literally wearing some popular sporty outfit. I'm not really sure what articles of clothing she has. I mean, it looks like she just bought a white shirt and then cut off the bottom, but we ignore that. Her jacket's pretty cool. She's wearing the sports leggings. She's wearing a pillow sheet under that, but we ignore that like I said. And she also's got that beat headphones that I've already mentioned. So I feel pretty comfortable putting Kiriko in some drip. Next up is a little surprising, and that's Ana. No, I personally wouldn't go out and wear the Dark Owl suit, nor would I wear the Fallout 76. But I mean, look at her pirate skin. She's got a lot of ice on her hand. She's also got an off-brand fur coat. Not really impressive, but it's something. On top of that, her cabana skin looking pretty good. Like, this is what I expect the dripped out grandma to look like. Unfortunately, Anna's not really with the times, and of course her looks look good for her, but I wouldn't be wearing most of her stuff, maybe her rings on the pirate skin. So she's got some drip, but it's more of like the grandma drip, and that's not that impressive. However, being born during the dripped out era has some perks. Farah, the daughter of Anna. Most of her skins are just boring battle armor, kind of like Reinhardt, so I thought she wouldn't make it. But then I looked at the aviator skin, and I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of a nice skin. She's got the jacket, she's got the belt, the jeans are there, I guess, the pillow sheet just like Kiriko. I need to not make fun of people wearing white shirts because I'm literally wearing a white shirt right now. Anyways, look at the skin though, she's got the shades too. She's kind of got the Edna haircut, but that's okay. I think this skin just automatically puts her in the some drip category. I don't think she has anything else, it's mostly body armor, but that one skin, woo, pretty good. And with that pair of skin, she almost made it into the AO category, but not quite. The AO category is pretty much for people who have a good sense of drip, but I wouldn't call them drippin' necessarily, just getting there. And the first one in the AO category is actually Ramattra. Ramatra's skins are pretty basic, he has the Gucci scarf, but not much else. And then as you go through it, there is something you notice. He's got the Gucci sandals! Look at those things! I think these might be the best sandals in the entire game of Overwatch. They're simple, they're dark, they just look good. They even have something on it, a piece of metal. I don't really think that's anything cool, actually. Nonetheless, he's got the Gucci sandals. I was talking about this with my Discord. If Ramattra has Gucci flip-flops, I was gonna buy that skin immediately. Sadly, he doesn't, but he's got the Gucci sandals. Actually, are those considered... Now that I'm thinking about it, are those considered flip-flops? Alright, I've looked it up. It is sandals, not flip-flops. So yeah, he has the Gucci sandals. Sadly, sandals are a little lower on the drip tier list. Flip-flops are superior. But still, nonetheless, he's got the Gucci scarf. He has some baller, just sandals. And also, look at this. He's got the Gucci sweatpants. Come on, you have to give him some AO. Like, he is looking pretty good. Next up is Doomfist, and I think we all know why. My man has a custom designed suit with his custom belt down there. He's also got the shades to make himself even look more fly. Like, this skin alone just makes you go, Ayo. I don't think he has any other good skins. I mean, he literally just doesn't even wear a shirt half the time. Actually, in most of the skin, he doesn't. Oh my god, I just realized he has some sandals. Oh, that makes him even cooler, actually. I don't think I can put him in the drip category, but I think he's gonna go higher in the AO category. Obviously, there's no one else there, so I'll have to start putting them behind him, but man, those are some nice sandals. Also, you guys might be wondering, like, what piece of clothing goes above other pieces of clothing? I honestly don't know. All I know is that flip-flops are cooler than sandals, and that's all you need to know. Next up is my boy Genji. Genji. So first off, Genji's Overwatch 2 skin is just amazing. This thing is kind of dripping, kind of making you say Ayo already. And that's actually about it. Most people just wanted to stab me. Most of his other skins are just battle armor or just his cybernetics. His demon skin actually has a little bit of drip. I mean, look at that belt. Pretty iced out a little bit. Also, you can make the argument of the Gucci scarf. But other than a few belts, his Overwatch 2 skin kind of carries him. I think his Overwatch 2 skin looks great and kind of is dripped out. I'm going to put him in Ayo under Doomfist because I think that Doomfist with his Gucci sandals kind of above him. But Ramattra sadly can't get past Genji's nice jacket. Next up is a little bit of a surprising one, and that's Symmetra. Off the bat, you would think that Symmetra has no drip because, I'm gonna be honest, her look doesn't look very good. But then you go into a couple of them, they still don't look great. And then you see this one, look at all the drip on her. It's kind of like off-brand drip though, like, what even is that? Is that a bracelet? I'm not even sure. I mean, she does have a bracelet, but what is that? Also, why is she wearing one down here? What is that? On top of that, look at the headdress, like, she literally has the Queen of Hearts on her head, not really sure why. But she has so much jewelry, it just looks so bad. Her fashion sense is terrible. Well, okay, it's not terrible, but it's just not dripping. She has to drip, but just in the wrong way. I mean, her earrings look pretty good. And then one of my favorite skins that just got released, The Edna. She legit looks like Edna from The Incredibles. She's got the shades, she got the neck color. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, there's not that much drip on the skin, just mostly the shades. But yeah, she's got some good drips, just not the on-brand drip, just kind of like the alternative drip. So yeah, Symmetra's pretty iced out. Now I want you to gaze into the iris, and let's look at Zenyatta and his Gucci sweatpants. Look at those things. Now obviously, he doesn't do a good job keeping them clean, which is why he got a new pair. Look at them, they're shining. He also got the Gucci scarf, or yeah, I mean, he has a Gucci scarf with something. I'm not sure what that is. But if you think that's cool, look at this skin. He's got a cap. The Louis Vuitton cap. He's also got some nice sandals. Look at those things. Not as nice as Doomfist. Not as nice as Ramattra. But again, at least he has some more drip. And also there's like some gold bracelets. Kind of heavy, but pretty good. Pretty icy. Oh yeah, just to make it better, he has even more. Look how huge those things are. Oh, and look at that belt. Look at it go. So yeah, Zenyatta has a lot of ice, and he also has a ton of Gucci sweatpants. Look at them things. I mean, they kind of look like a punching bag, but we ignore that. But yeah, my boy Zen just excels in the Gucci sweatpants department. He also has some sandals, a little bit of bracelets, some drip. I can't say he's really dripping though. That's the one issue. Like, don't get me wrong, he's got a lot of drip. It's just not very good drip. Like, look at his sweatpants. They're just kind of dirty. He doesn't keep them clean. He literally spilled coffee or something on them. Now I do appreciate the bracelets and how big they are, how iced they are. I think if he had more Gucci sweatpants like this, he'd be a little higher. But unfortunately, that's all he's got. And that's all he's gonna have. So he's just gonna be in the Ayo category. Because, Ayo, those are some pretty good sweatpants. And now I must give you guys a warning. You guys might want to keep your girl away from this guy. It's Hanzo. He's got the suit. He's got the Rolex. Look at it. The first guy with a Rolex. He's doing something right in fashion when he's got the dapper Rolex. There's only one issue. That's about it. I mean, he's got some training sandals, but like, did your mom make that? That looks like it will fall apart in about 10 minutes. He does have a belt too, with a knife. Kinda respectable. But dang, look at this skin. This skin just, woo, pretty good. I'm telling you right now, that Rolex almost made me put him in drip immediately. But I can't. Like, his other skins have so little drip. But man, if that Rolex made it into every skin, he would just get drip right there. With that, the last person to be in the Ayo category is Reaper. Now, Reaper makes some questionable decisions when it comes to clothing, like the Nethermore skin, where he literally becomes a bird. The thing is, it kind of looks good. He's got the belt, he's got the boots with the fur, actually more like the jacket with the fur, I guess. Not only that, but he's got it in puke green also. But you know how I said he has some questionable decisions? Like, why? Why are you wearing the mariachi look? I'll tell you why. Because it looks freaking good! Somehow he made wearing a sombrero look like drip. On top of that, he has the Yankee with no brim. Some people call it a beanie. I'm not gonna fact check that. Because I would like to think that Reaper wears a Yankee with no brim. That would be pretty funny. So we're just gonna move on before anyone says anything. But also, Reaper has the Rat King skin. And look at it, it's pretty dripped out. He's got the royal purple on, all the rubies on him, the little crown up there. This skin's looking pretty good. So Reaper I'm gonna put at the top of Ayo. And that's a little confusing because honestly he doesn't have that much drip. I actually would think that Hanzo's Rolex looks better. However, Reaper has what I would call alternative drip. In every skin, it looks like he has designer clothing that was made just for him. Actually, I'd argue that all of his skins were made for him because they all have capes. They're all custom made for him. But he has proven that he's got some drip. Look at him. Look at his crown. And so a first hero in the drip category is Roadhog. Now off the bat, just on his default skin, he's got a little bit of ice. He has some custom made rings on the left hand and also one custom ring on the right. So already he's on a pretty good start. And not only that, but he wears them in every skin, so he automatically has at least 5 pieces of jewelry, no matter where he goes. And a lot of the times on the skin that he doesn't have them, he has something else. But on top of the different types of rings, he's also got the keychain and the nipple piercings, I guess. He also is wearing an entire shark on his head. Like, you know the fur rugs? Well, Roadhog is literally wearing a shark But looking at his skins, it doesn't look like he has that much drip. And then you look at his Pachimari skin, and it's all about the sponsorship, baby. He's wearing the Gucci Pachimari on his stomach, tatted on there. The Pachimari pants, the Pachimari shoes, the Pachimari meat cleaver, the Pachimari cap, the Pachimari, I don't really know what this is called, backpack, I guess? He's got a Pachimari bracelet, Pachimari rings. I mean, he's got the whole collection too. It even says Mari. He's dyed his weapons just like him. He's even got the vape. Oh my god. Now, if you don't understand why this is so important, Pachimari is the Gucci brand of Overwatch. You can't fact check me on that. But I mean, just look at him. He loves the Pachimaris. And we know it's drip. You know it. You know it. So because of the Pachimari drip he has, he's in the drip category. A whole skin, whole sponsorship. It's like wearing a Supreme set, a Gucci set, a Louis Vuitton set. It's the Pachimari set. Okay, now that my brain cells have decreased by at least 50%, it is time for Soldier 76. Off the bat, he doesn't really have any drip. I mean, my man is out here looking like Kick Patowski. I mean, but hey, there's a little bit of drip right there. However, the first thing I gotta mention is the Rolex. I mean, this is the latest Rolex, back from 2077 or whatever year Overwatch takes place in. But on top of that, he's wearing the socks with sandals. Come on, man. You don't have to do it like that. You're really making like Ramattra sandals and Zenyatta sandals look like freaking peasants. I mean, how can you have so much confidence to wear shades, a Rolex, and socks with sandals? He's also strapped. What a guy. Other than that, his skins are pretty not dripped out, if I'm gonna be honest. I guess he's got some medals right here, pretty iced out. But military ice isn't really the same as drip ice. He's also strapped in every skin, which I find funny. However, there is something, just something, that puts him over the edge, and that's Soldier 1776. George Washington would be freaking jealous. This man is ready to gun down some... Okay, I can't say that. This man is ready for the revolution. He's the most dapper looking guy from 1776. Ready to take on the British, and then... I don't know what people would trip to, I'm gonna be honest. I was about to say, like, F some hoes, but I can't say that on YouTube. But legit, this man is not only ready for the American Revolution, but ready to be the dad on the grill, the retirement man. And just in case, he's got a gun. Congratulations, old man. You've earned your spot. So I hope that was convincing. So let's go to Cassidy. Yeehaw. Off the bat, Cassidy has a nice belt. Pretty good, custom-made belt. I don't know any belt companies, so it's just a belt. But not only that, he has a custom-made belt, unlike every skin. He's also got multiple suits. I would say not as good as, like, you know, Doomfist, but, you know, there's something. He's also got the Gucci whistle. I'm not really sure if that's a thing, but we'll say it is. He's rocking the Sherlock Holmes. And on top of that, his Space Raider skin is looking pretty good, pretty gold. And kind of like Reaper, he's just kind of always rocking that cowboy look. Now, obviously, his default skins aren't really dripped out. It's pretty much only his belt. But there's other things like Mountain Man, where he's literally wearing a wolf. That's pretty cool. And when I mean cool, I mean I would count that as drip. Yeah, that is some expensive stuff. But I mean, honestly, he's just the king of belts. Always having those custom belts. So I'm gonna put him above Soldier simply because he has more drip. He has custom belts. I've said it a lot of times. While Soldier has a lot of epic drip, McCree just has more of it. I mean Cassidy. I think everyone knows what I mean when I say McCree or Cassidy at this point. However, even though Cassidy's really cool, I think Ashe actually has more drip. And it's not really because of her. It's because of Bob. I mean, you thought Cassidy's belts were cool. Look at Bob's. It's custom made also. He's got a jacket. Ashe has got a matching jacket. Pretty cute. Now, even though they do have a couple misses, like the Safari and Jungle skin, not really iced out or anything. Actually, what am I saying? I just saw something. Look at the Snake skin. Aw, even better. And the belt. Man, Bob can't go anywhere without his ice or drip. By the way, I've been saying ice a lot. Ice is a part of drip. Ice refers more of like jewelry, accessories, stuff like that. While drip is just a more broad meaning. It has, you know, the snake skin, the jackets, like not really a jacket, but the jacket, there we go, that's a pretty cool jacket. Even when Bob is a warlock, he still has his chains. I mean, they're literal chains, but they're still chains. Ashe also has a keychain just like Roadhog. Look at this, another fur coat. kind of. And then we got Bob in a tuxedo. Pretty cool. You know what? I've actually changed my mind. Since Bob and Ash are a package deal, I was gonna put him in Drip, which was pretty cool. But I've actually looked at their skins a lot more, and Bob is carrying the team a bit. I think he'd be a part of the Gucci gang, and so would Ash, because, you know, Bob and Ash. Alright, before we linger on that for too long, let's talk about Torbjorn. Torbjorn's gonna be the last one in the Drip category, and you may say, this man, he does not look like he's dripping at all. But then, he's got the crown, some ice right there. He's even wearing ice on his beard. Also, his hand replacement is just iced out. Like, come on. On his pirate skin, he's got some ice right there. Some rings on the side, and a nose ring. Not really sure if a nose ring counts as ice, but we'll continue. Not only that, but it happens twice. Some different ice for different skins. Again, another belt, even on his casual skins. He's even rocking the Santa drip. You know, Christmas is coming up, so may as well give him some bonus points. I mean, just look at him. He's got gold everywhere. And unlike Reinhardt, it's actual ice and it's not just built body armor. And not only that, but he's got the wired AirPods. Look at them go. Ooh, and he has the Bastion cap just to put on top. I mean, Bastion's cap is better. But man, he's got the Gucci cap too. I didn't even realize it on this one. So I mean, my man Torbjorn is just iced out all the way. There's only one issue. He's got the drip, but the drip doesn't have him. He does not look good in it. I mean, this man has so much drip in one skin, but he just ain't got the sauce. He literally chose the worst possible jacket to put with all of that ice. So I mean, Torbjorn, you've got so much drip, but you can't be a part of the Gucci gang. And with that being said, let's move on to the Gucci gang category. Ash is already there, but we'll start with Baptiste. Now Baptiste off to start doesn't really have any ice, doesn't really have any drip. But then we go to the Buccaneer skin. He's got a bell. Again, not too much here. The Pirate skin, same thing. Also, if you guys want to count it, he's got a Gucci scarf, I guess. But let's continue on to his other skins. So the first thing I must mention is he's got a Rolex also. Look at that thing. Oh, it's so designer. I'm literally losing brain cells the more I talk. So he's got a Rolex. He's already in the AO category, but just to make it better, he's got some shades. He's also got a little bit of fur, not too much. Again, another beanie. I don't know if beanies are designer, but I'll say they are because beanies are cool. Again, another pair of shades and a designer scarf shirt thing. I really have no idea what this thing would be called, but you have yet to see the best. It's funky time. He's looking like Bob Ross out here. He's got the snazzy jazz outfit with the nice healing necklace and the groovy belt. Also, look at that diamond ring right there with the sunglasses and the afro. He's just... this is full drip right here. He's also got the portable radio to play some grooves wherever he goes. I would want Baptiste in the crib playing the beats, so he's going into the Gucci gang category. Speaking of beats, let's talk about my man Lucio. Some of his skins are disappointing, kind of playing soccer or football depending on where you live. But I mean, he's always wearing shades. He's got something going on in every skin. But we're going to start off with a hard hitter, just like Baptiste. Look at this guy. It's just a Lucio version of that Baptiste skin. Honestly, a little bit less ice, but he also got a Rolex. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. He's also got the skates, you know? Like, you know that one kid in high school who would have those wheelies unironically and would be like the coolest person for no reason? Like, I'm not kidding. Actually put on one of those wheelies and start just going down the street. You'll get some looks. And not looks of like, man, that guy's weird. The looks of like, man, that guy's pretty cool. Because he's got the wheelie drip. And Lucio has the wheelie drip on every skin. He's committed to the wheelies. He's also got some shades, again, another afro ponytail thing. And he's got a fedora, look at that thing. But if you thought Jazzy was cool, look at Hippity Hop. You may say, oh, it's just gold, it's not that impressive. Reinhardt had gold. But look at the face. The designer frog mask. You know Marshmallow? How he has that, like, marshmallow, I guess? Lucio, he found his identity in a frog, and he stuck with it. And now he's got the frog drip and the beats all in one. Not only that, but he's got a silver version of it. Why not? And just because he can, he's got the blue cobalt version of it. He has 3 Gucci frog masks. He's also got the snake skin. He's so cool that he has One, two, six! Six snakes on him. Just that cool. He's also got the off-brand Jazzy skin. Obviously, it's not as cool as the first one, but it's pretty dripped out. Oh, and I forgot about this one. Look at that belt. It looks like, what is it, Friday Night Funkin', I think? But I can tell you his other skins are, even his Epic has some nice shades. Look at that thing. It's hard to deny that Lucio is part of the Gucci gang. And I showed it already, but Junkrat is also in the Gucci gang. Off the bat, you don't really see anything. He doesn't really have that much drip. I mean, he's literally looking like the entire circus out here with his Jester and Fool skin. However, that's where the redemption story comes in. Because if you look, he's got a belt, he's got some ice already. He's also got the chain, you know, he literally has one of those, you know, water mines on his neck. He also has another terrible skin for drip, literally out of the trash can, and he decided to wear a piece of hay! Like, you know, the big bad wolf, that story? This man's the hay house! He built it in 2 seconds, and so flimsy, so cheap! But you know what isn't cheap? King Jameson. Have you ever heard of a redemption arc? Well, I can tell you Junkrat is part of it. He's got the biggest crown. He's literally got so much gold that he's wearing it. His hand is literally the goblet of fire. Literally the holy grail right there. His leg is all dripped out. His arm is all dripped out. His belt is dripped out. He's got the money pants. Look at all that on his other arm. I can't even see all of it. What is that? 5 rings, 1 bracelet, and I guess pearls? Also, his bag has a bunch of drip in it. I should say ice, but ice is a part of the drip. And his mouth, I think, is golden. It is. Oh, and he's got the Pachimari merch. Of course he does. Not only that, but he's the character with Gucci flip-flops. I don't know if there's other characters with flip-flops, but this is the only one I noticed because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking at feet all the time. But he's got the flip-flops. You don't know how excited I was when I saw that. So sure, he's got some anti-drip skin, but it just makes for a better redemption arc when you see these. Oh, and I guess his pirate skin, why not? Look, there's a ring, there's the wooden cork bracelet, I don't know if that's drip. He's also got another necklace with, like, water mines, don't really know why you'd wear that as drip, but hey, go for it, king. Also, even in, like, one of his silliest skins, he's looking like Willy Wonka out here. But he's got, look at that ring. That is a huge ring. Another belt. Again, his legs are kind of iced out a little bit. I mean, I don't know why he has a gum dispenser there, but we ignore that. And another crown. And just to make it even better, he's got a new skin. He's kind of looking like Robbie Rotten with that mustache, but he's got one more bracelet that's just iced out, and his finger's pure gold. Okay, it's a little hard to see, but it's right there. So he's got a nice suit. We know he dresses nice. We know he's the king. We know he's got some various, you know, off-brand ice. And not only that, but he's got a Gucci flip-flop. And so I think there's an argument that could be made that he is the most iced out character and therefore has the most amount of drip. But I'll let you guys decide that. Which one of these 4 characters do you think has the most drip? I think it's maybe like this order, maybe? I think Lucio would be the most dripped out character. But yeah, here's the drip tier list. I have destroyed my throat doing this, but we'll ignore that. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Again, this video is just for fun. And if I missed something, please comment down below. I can't promise I'll read it every time because there's so many comments. And so if you really want to talk about anything, join the Discord because I check my Discord much more often than I check the comments because there's just too many comments for me to read. So feel free to join the Discord and you can ping me, just be conservative with your pings and I'll try and get back to you. Anyways, like I said, like and subscribe and I'll see you guys later.